thought. We want you to tell us the answer.
The answer to what?
The answer to life, the universe, everything.
You can't handle the truth!
Self-destruct sequence has been activated.
You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Now, here's Chris and Kristyn.
This sequence may not be aborted. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated.
Hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristyn. Hello, everyone.
Wow, if you people only knew.
We've been together for about 2 hours, and now we're just starting the podcast here. It should be called, I guess, Two Idiots, One Laptop. I don't know.
Now, you would think that this answer would be easily found online.
It's not.
A lot of people are doing podcasts now. It's 5 minutes to 8 now. We've been in front of the computer since 5:30. Now, mind you, we record this show.
Finished my coffee.
We haven't changed any settings on the computer. And it's still, for some reason, because I have to take this all down and we don't record because I have a 20-month-old daughter who likes to play with everything.
She likes to rearrange, all right?
Oh, she likes to push buttons. She likes to pull on cords.
Are you going to blame her? It's not our fault.
It's not.
It's
always, you always blame it on the kid. Like, you know.
It's her fault.
You fart and you blame it on the dirty diaper.
Ooh, she stinks.
And so we haven't changed any settings. And then we've been literally here for 2.5 hours trying to get this thing to work. It's
And he's a techie guy, too.
I'm the tech guy.
And
I worked for Radio Shack for like 2 years. And
I don't know how many times I've had to tap on this microphone to see if it's working.
I think it's anti-tapping.
Yeah, I think it's got to have something against that, because that just wasn't doing it.
And so, thankfully, we're back.
I'm
we're
exhausted.
On episode 5. And I told, I'm Chris, this is Kristyn, and I tell Kristyn, I say, bring coffee.
Right.
Enjoy, get yourself all hyped up, but it's been 2.5 hours. I'm
not hyped anymore. I'm exhausted. I got like that crash after you have all the caffeine. I'm ready to, take a little siesta.
Oh, boy.
And it's Friday.
It's Friday. It's Star Wars Day. I don't know when we're going to release this episode, but May the 4th be with you.
Oh, God.
Tomorrow
He's been waiting to say that.
all day.
A whole year he's been waiting.
It's a holiday. It's our National Nerd
What's your
holiday. The cool thing now is I actually have it set up where I can actually hear my voice through the headphones, and before we were just...
he thinks he's so cool right now with his headphones.
I love the sound of my own voice, so this is like a perfect ego.
He's slowly kicking me out of the band. Conveniently, it's only my microphone that never works.
Well, because the funny thing is that...
Yeah. Your daughter touched it?
I got, when I was getting set up for the podcast, I went out and I went to Guitar Center, and I got the microphone I really wanted cost like $250.
Pocket change, come on.
I'm unemployed right now. And so I got this
Your baby doesn't need diapers. Go get me a microphone.
Who needs
Who needs food? Yeah.
So I got this. What is it? It's M Audio, the same people who make. Well, I don't know if it's M Audio producer microphone, Avid Vocal Studio microphone. It's $100.
Yeah, he thinks he's so cool. He thinks he's in the studio right now.
And
he's so cool.
It's pretty good. I mean,
it's actually really nice.
You can when I
wish mine was like that.
I've recorded things and then the funny thing is I have this $100 microphone. Kristyn, I gave her my Rock Band
something that came free with a game
USB
or something.
microphone. So if you wonder why
I can't complain.
My voice is so loud and hers is so not, it's just because
yeah, we're struggling.
She got the grab bag. She got the microphone that came in with the Cracker Jacks.
Whatever, I'll take what I can get. Came free with a certain game.
Yeah, it came free with well, that's the Rock Band one.
Right.
Guitar Hero. The Guitar Hero just had the guitar.
The guitars.
And which I'm not using anymore because I'm selling all my Guitar Hero stuff anyway.
So, are you going to sell my mic next? Here we go.
You're going to show up one day.
Be like, well, we just only have one.
Well, how am I going to get money for the show?
So, good luck. Good luck with that. Yeah, I'm slowly being kicked out. I'm accepting it, though,
It's okay. I don't want you to go out and spend $100 on a microphone.
No, he's good to me. It's okay.
But it's coming out. It sounds so good on my end so far. So
and his headphones.
Yeah, on my headphones.
He's loving it.
Let me see.
Today Avengers comes out.
The Avengers comes out
He's
today.
been talking it up. And he's already seen it.
I was blessed by the nerd gods, and I was able to watch it. I actually saw it like 2 nights ago, and I would have to say that the first hour, you know, and I understand, you know, there's a lot of backstory here, and there's a lot of
10 characters. They gotta tell us. They all gotta come together somehow.
Yeah, you know, I mean, of
It's
course,
not like they
you
just
know,
meet up.
Thor and America and
Meet
Captain
up and start
America
a
and Iron
podcast.
Man, they've all been set up, and Hulk have all been set up, and so you know, it takes a while for everybody to get along,
Meet up.
and,
Get along.
and you know, and I get that, you know, and Joss Whedon, the same guy who gave us Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Amazing.
Firefly. You know, the two thing about those shows that he's known for is that it's always a cast of characters. It's always, Buffy the Vampire Slayer always had, you know, different people come from different places.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Serenity, different people from all over the galaxy or whatever. So that's playing right into his strengths.
Okay.
That it's you know, it's a team of people who don't necessarily get along. But let me tell you,
Working towards one cause.
yeah,
Is that it?
the movie's about 2 hours. Well, what I saw was about 2 hours and 10 minutes. I didn't actually
Did it
get a
cut
chance
off
to
or
see the
something?
very beginning. No, I missed.
Oh.
Actually, it cut in. It started abruptly. I have no idea what the beginning was.
Oh, so it just aired.
And so,
You probably see you're bashing the whole
So I-
beginning. There's probably like an amazing beginning
well,
scene.
like the first hour that I saw is establishing, and I'll be honest with you, I was bored. That's going to sound weird because I was so excited for the movie.
Yeah.
But
Here we go.
the second half, and even more than half, because it's the last hour and 10 minutes of the movie, kick fucking ass.
Amazing.
Kick ass.
It was everything. It was what you expected.
All I have to say is helicarrier. That's all I got to say. Anybody who watches, anyone who's familiar at all with the X-Men, you know, they have this. And I like what they did in the movie. It's like disguised as like an aircraft carrier.
Okay.
You know, but
is this a spoiler alert?
it's not really, no,
No.
not for anybody who watches,
Okay.
not anybody who's even the slightest bit of a fan of the Avengers, because
Okay.
it's an aircraft carrier. In the comic books,
You might
it's
get sued by Avengers.
in the comics,
take my
it's
microphone.
its own entity. But what they did is in this movie they hide it as an aircraft carrier. Then all of a sudden these big engines come out of the side and it floats over New York City.
Typical evening.
And I don't know. You know, I would
I've
be
seen it a bunch of times.
New York has had enough terrible things happen to
I know.
it
It's always the target.
without a fucking
It's like lay off for once, you know?
a giant aircraft carrier in the sky. You know, and
Just
it's
going
just
after
flying. It's just, you know, like
Just seeing what's up.
if I lived in New York again and it was a big aircraft carrier flying over us, I would leave. I would say, fuck this.
Would you go underground into the subway?
Yeah, I don't.
the rats.
I don't want. Aircraft carriers should be in the
Not-
sea,
yeah.
not in the air.
Not over my little town home.
But I do have to say that once the movie gets going, once you get an hour into it, it's nonstop till the end of the movie. Action, exciting, funny. The only thing is,
How's Robert Downey?
Robert Downey Jr.
Amazing.
is Robert Downey Jr.
He can't do wrong. Can't do anything wrong, that man.
Yeah, and so they. Well, I'll get back to that in a second. They've sort of announced Iron Man 3 already.
Right,
So I didn't get a chance. Now, the copy that I saw didn't have, because all these Avengers movies always had something to happen after the credits to kind of lead up to the Avengers movie.
okay.
You know, from what I understand, there is one at the end of this movie, but I didn't get a chance to see it, so I have no idea what the
Yeah, it cut you off.
extra little surprise is.
Now you have to go to the theaters. Is it going to be in 3D?
The
No, I
Avengers
think-
movie?
Is it?
Of course.
It
It's-
is?
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Well, I know they're going to do IMAX. I didn't know if it was...
yeah, I'm pretty
going
sure it's in
hardcore
3D. I'm like 99.9% sure it's in 3D.
Yeah.
Which I can only imagine, like after my Transformers experience,
yeah.
it's going to be the same thing. It's like an hour of...
You
Like,
can bring your lucky glasses. Did you keep them?
I still
your
have
3D
them.
glasses.
I don't throw anything out. You never know when you need 3D
You
glasses.
never know when there could be another 3D movie you want to see.
And,
They're always there.
And so...
You could see the eclipse with them or something if we get an eclipse.
well, right now we do... tonight...
Are you telling me now that there's going to be an eclipse?
There's
What?
not an eclipse tonight. There is what they call the supermoon.
How do you know this
They've
stuff?
been talking about it in the news. It's
A
called the
supermoon.
supermoon, where right now the moon is like the
Swallows the
closest.
Earth?
The
What?
moon is the closest it's going to be to the Earth, and also with the way the light refracts through our environment, our atmosphere.
Okay.
The angle tonight the moon is going to look like the biggest. I think
Like
it happens
huge?
like once a year or something. Yeah, it's,
Really, once a year?
you've never
I've
seen
never
a super
heard
moon?
of a super. I mean, I've seen a big moon.
It's usually
I've never heard.
it's
it
when the
happens
moon's
once
on the
a year.
horizon,
Okay.
and the moon always looks however big in the sky.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to look
So
tonight
it's gonna be
and
lower,
tomorrow
like
night.
kind of lower set.
It's when the moon is just coming up. It's going to look the biggest.
Wow, now I gotta look.
Because it's physically closer, and the angle that it goes through the atmosphere
Yeah.
is going to make it. Now, I remember the
I've
first
never
time.
heard of this.
The
I
first
feel
time.
stupid.
Well, not the first time. I mean, I've heard of it before, but there was one night where I was driving and I
And you
saw
saw
the
a
moon, and it
huge
scared the
moon, yeah.
shit out of me. I'm
I
like, oh
hate
my
when
god.
it's like huge and like yellow.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell?
Start
Do a
remember
double take. I have my 3D glasses.
Bible verses and stuff like that. The moon
This
turns
is
red
it.
as
It's
sackcloth.
happening. It's happening. Pull over. Oh my god. Yeah. I've never heard of a supermoon, and for it to happen once a year,
It's.
I
like
feel
once
kinda
a
left
year.
out.
I mean, it
it
happens.
happens commonly.
It's relatively common. I mean, it's happened. I think it's tonight
You
and
should
tomorrow
be
night.
like an astrologer or something. I feel like that's your
I just don't. Yeah,
that's your little forte.
anything nerdy. I guess I could.
Once this thing gets up and going and we start making some moolah, I'm gonna get you. First, I'm gonna get a microphone. And then I'll get you like a telescope or something.
Well, maybe one day I was thinking maybe one day we start a Kickstarter and we'll have.
Okay, we'll
get some
do
money
that
for,
too.
Like, real microphones.
That'll
Well,
that'll be our first thing.
we
Then
have
we'll
to
go to
get
the
some
telescope.
followers.
Yes. Follow us, please. I need a microphone, and he needs a telescope.
So if you're listening to this, tell your friends.
Tell everyone.
Tell everyone.
What is your
go to-
Facebook status? Do what you gotta, put it
That
on
would
Twitter.
be awesome. I mean, if you can just
Twat us. Twitter twat us.
if you could go on Twitter and just put go on iTunes, Two Strangers One Podcast. That would be awesome. Just give your friends the link, www.doublejackpot.us. However, if you can get the word out, I would greatly appreciate it.
We would love you forever.
I don't know if we have any solid followers yet. I mean, I've gotten a couple of responses back from like my mass email. It was just guys just saying, I'm going to check out the show. Thank you for the information. I'll check it out. I don't know if we have any technical subscribers yet, but, we'll give it a shot.
Stop talking about nerdy things and then...
Well, let's see.
Those are the ones who are listening.
Thank God. See, since I've been thinking of trying to get this podcast up and started. I have to say that thank God you're here
to take it off a little bit.
Yeah, because
drop the nerdiness.
Because one, I mean, I've been
Good
listening to some
combo.
podcasts and some of them. Okay, first and foremost, and I'm sorry if you do a podcast by yourself. It's sad. Podcast now, because usually, and I hate to generalize, there's like two kind of podcasts that are people by themselves. It's either the guy that's like the sad sack, like
he probably just needs somebody to talk to. Is the whole thing. And
he needs
he can't afford to go to a therapist, so he's reaching out to everyone.
If you listen to one of these podcasts, get in contact with the guy and say, "Look, let me come to your house or something."
Set it up.
Because these guys need friends, and because it's sad. It's like, hi, welcome to the podcast.
They're clearly not drinking their coffee. Is what's happening.
I had a bad day at work today.
Today somebody cut me off,
and my boss says that my boss doesn't appreciate the work that I do. Okay,
it's like Always Space where he bashes.
Why would you want to listen to that? Why would you want to listen to that? I don't. Then the almost opposite end of the spectrum, not opposite, but the single. It's the guys that are like angry at the world. Welcome to the podcast, scumbags.
Yeah.
Fucking, I hate the world, and this,
And this bastard did this, and they're ready to like break their microphone.
Hello, pus-filled human sacks of meat. Welcome to the podcast.
Any nasty word you could think of, they use.
That's not. That's not. And not that the podcast should be what comes
fun,
out of you
flirty,
naturally.
Sexy. That's what we are.
Yeah, I'm trying to be fun, flirty, and sexy.
Fun, flirty, and sexy.
And then also, thank God, we have a woman.
Right.
The other podcast I listen to.
Don't be fooled by my voice.
Being a nerd, there are some podcasts that I have come across that I liked.
The nerdy ones?
The nerdy ones. But sometimes even that's a little
too much.
It's a little too much.
Well, how much can you talk about? I feel like it gets
old.
old.
Oh, no, nerds can talk for
I know,
hours.
but I feel like it gets old after a while. How much can you listen?
I mean, it's...
Tell me.
I mean, we could talk nerds can talk for hours and hours, and that's not the...
I like how you corrected that. Nerds can talk for hours.
But, I mean, at least, thank God, you are there to counterbalance my nerdiness. You know,
to call you out.
Yeah, and also, thank God you're here because I get stuck in my own world the same way some of these nerds get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
And
every one of us has
them.
read, the new DC comics, the new 52. You know what I'm saying? At least if I have to explain something to you, it's sort of
explaining it.
like if someone in the audience doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, at least, because I get lost in my own head.
Well,
I get
the best
lost.
was that one day I was like, well, the Hulk has a sex tape out, and you're like, thinking nerd-like, you're like, the Hulk. And I'm like, well, Hulk Hogan.
The Incredible Hulk has a sex
like,
tape?
the only Hulk Hogan I know.
That would be awesome.
You're like, the Hulk has one? I was like, well, Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. I was like, oh. I guess I should use full names then. I was like, I just thought everybody knew
Well, when
Hulk
you say
was.
the Hulk,
I know.
I think.
I get it now. I was like, yeah, the Hulk. The guy, he's got blonde hair, he's bald.
Oh, well, see, now growing up, Hulk Hogan was one of my heroes. I mean, I loved...
of course.
Pretty
sure he was America's hero.
Being a child of the 80s, I was, damn it, I'm 10 years older than you, so... No,
so old.
Growing up, I mean, Hulk Hogan was like God.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, it was like...
Did you rip your shirt?
I didn't rip my shirt. My mother would have kicked me in the face. How dare you rip your shirt? No, growing up, I remember, like, Hulk Hogan... Like, my three biggest heroes.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan, Optimus Prime.
Well, of course.
And my dad.
Because one of those isn't real. Do you know which one?
And even Hulk Hogan's
I know,
not
Hulk
real.
Hogan's
I mean,
not real.
And,
two of them aren't real. Your third one is, though.
It's, growing up, like, Hulk Hogan, he's
what was his
say your
tagline?
prayers, eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
Oh, God.
What was it? It was.
I don't know. I
say
didn't
your
know
prayers, eat your vitamins, say your prayers,
homework.
and work out. Or I forgot exactly. Exercise.
Protein.
That's what it was. Exercise, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. That's what he used to say. And so,
steroids.
That's
steroids.
Yeah, little did we...
Inject the needle in your ass.
And that's what
that
it was.
That was his vitamin.
Well, because that's why wrestling isn't called wrestling. If you listen,
what's it
like
called
right now,
now?
Because WWF changed their name to
right,
WWE.
Entertainment now, right?
World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, of course,
thought that was because of the animal situation.
Well, they got WWE and the other
World
World Wildlife
Foundation or something like that. The animal.
They what had happened was originally, I think they came to some sort of agreement that WWF, the wrestling, was allowed to use that anagram, or whatever you want to call it, not anagram, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, whatever. Abbreviation.
Was allowed to use an abbreviation,
yeah.
As long as they stood relatively small, or something like that. And then, after years, they had reached such a point...
It's huge,
that the original... That the other WWF took them to court and said, look, you were supposed to say small and regional, you're a lot bigger now, you have to change your name. And so they switched over to WWE, which is why they say it's World Wrestling Entertainment, because...
I just thought it was just because they had to change it, so there's more to it.
Yeah, because if you call yourself a sport, then you're held to a different standard.
Oh, okay.
Guys who play basketball, guys who play baseball, when they say Major League Baseball
right.
or National Basketball Association, there's standards.
Okay.
And that's why if you call it entertainment,
then it's like a soap opera.
You can take all the steroids you like, and they go, oh well, our guys aren't on steroids. Okay, they're maybe not on the official steroids, but
there's so many other ones.
Human growth hormone.
They are huge. Their necks are huge. I mean, there's just you can't fool people.
Yeah.
And if you generally believe you can get that big naturally, I don't know. I just don't think it's possible. I know when I've been working out, I have not gotten that big, and that's my goal is to get into the WWE.
I knew... Now, my godbrother, rest his soul, he was Mr. New York 1982.
Oh, cool.
And he was a bodybuilder, and he was the kind of guy where he lived in the gym.
Right.
Guys...
Yeah, I know a few people, and they're just straight, they eat healthy and they exercise.
Yeah.
Like no other garbage.
These guys live in the gym, and it's a lifestyle.
Right.
Those guys go to the gym like other people go to work.
They carry their gallon of water.
Yeah,
and whatever their protein mix that they have to put on, their rice or whatever that.
Them spending 8 hours in the gym is nothing. The way another person spends 8 hours at work. And the funny thing was that those guys, like, they say when you get into that weird kind of, you know, the guys like, I'm not talking about guys who are just trying to get healthy. I'm talking about real bodybuilders.
Yeah.
They say it's not a heterosexual and it's not a homosexual. It's like a unisexual where they're in love with themselves.
Right.
They love themselves, and it's not a homosexual. It's not like they like men's bodies, but
they love themselves, like not somebody else.
Yeah, they love themselves more than anything else.
Yeah.
And
very vain.
And I remember back as a correction officer, I worked with this guy who he wasn't like a bodybuilder, but he worked out. He was recreational, but he was kind of into the lifestyle, and he used to leave the magazines in my desk, you know, because we had different shifts. So he used to leave these workout magazines. And so, since I had nothing else better to do, I would look. But I felt like
you looking at porn or something.
Yeah, I felt like I was looking at gay porn. Like
oh yeah, they're nuts.
It's you know, because all it is big muscle bound guys oiled up
and
in tiny little bikinis, and I just it didn't feel right. You know, like I'm as hetero as they come.
Were you turned on by? And then you just immediately close the book.
Well, see, no, I'm secure enough in my own manhood where, like, I could look at an attractive man and go, "There's an attractive man," but like. I do not get looking at somebody's body. Like, it doesn't.
I think it's, you know how they do the competitions and they're all in that dark, whatever the hell they put on them, that dark.
Yeah, body oil.
And then like a tan stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. It is so gross to me, unattractive to watch them, you know, flex. It just looks so gross and people are so attracted to that. And I'm like, oh. It's just, I mean, good for them. They got a great body, but it just doesn't look right. When they're oiled in that dark stuff.
And the magazines now, I don't want to name names, but one of the magazines that he used to read, and like I said, I read them because I had nothing but time on my hands.
Because you were attracted.
They
to
basically like the magazines were flat out, basically endorsing steroid use.
Okay.
Like there were these guys, like they never flat out said it, but they they would refer to it as their cycles and stuff like that. Because I guess when you take steroids, you have to take them.
There's a certain...
the first 3 months you take one kind of thing, and then the next 3 months you take another, and then, you know, as you're doing that, you're working on one set of muscles, and so it's a whole
cycle
setup. It's a whole cycle, and a cycle. Which what else does cycle remind you?
Right. Jeez.
And you know, so these magazines were just like flat out blatant, and there was even a guy.
Well, they have to do urine tests, but some I know don't even.
Well, that's
like they're looking for that certain.
Yeah, this wasn't like professional. Like this wasn't about professional bodybuilding.
Okay,
this is about let's see how huge we can push the human body, the limits. And there was one
see
guy,
what we can do.
And you know, I'm not naming names, but he is known for having the world's largest biceps. I mean, this guy.
Hulk Hogan?
No, not Hulk Hogan. It's I believe it. Well, okay, fuck it. I'll name names. His last name is Valentine, or something Valentine.
Sounds sweet.
And you know, and he now don't get me wrong. I used to like reading his. He used to have an article. He had a
column.
A column.
Yeah.
And
the
his things were very funny because he would talk about how he would have drink all these protein shakes, but he used to drink so much protein that like it made him constipated.
Oh my
And like
God.
He would purposely have to like eat prunes, and when he finally shit, it was like 20 pounds of shit coming out of his body.
I'd lose 20 pounds in one day.
But he would flat out talk about.
Gave birth to a 20-pound turd.
He would basically just talk about like, yeah, guys do steroids and do
Right.
what you can do because it's your body, and you know the
abuse
government shouldn't
Yeah.
the government shouldn't have regulations on what you can do to your body. And he was just like,
His body's got to be like destroyed though, you know.
And he would talk. He talked about how like
didn't care.
he had someone pop a thing on him.
Like
it was like a thing of pus or something like that.
They get like, oh my God, it's almost like a cyst, and you just pop it, but there's a certain name for it. It's kind of gross.
And they're draining it for 20 minutes.
I've seen, it's disgusting, but there's YouTube videos of like one, like it was at their house, and she just had a knife, and just went pop in it. It exploded, and sorry if you're grossed out, but it looked like cream cheese.
Yeah.
They were.
And he's talking about
it was
like
so gross
that he took his girlfriend's menstrual pads to kind of like that, like to soap up the shit that's coming out of him. And it's
like that's so. Why do you want it growing off your body?
I'm twitching right now. I'm so like grossed out.
Yeah, no, I've seen videos and I couldn't eat for I want to say for like a day, but it was really like an hour or two. And then I forgot about it.
And you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm a libertarian of a mindset, and I'm not going to get into the political thing. You know, this country, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to your body. But my thing is, there's something. You're wrong. You're a fucking screw loose if you want to do something like that to your body. You want to get to the point you can't buckle your buckle, you can't tie your shoes.
One time,
I pick things up, I put them down.
Yeah, right. So one time, you know how you could eat at Wegmans.
Uh-huh.
Best grocery store ever. So me and my friends, we got whatever subs, and we sat down and ate just for lunch there. This scrawny kid, and came in, and I don't know if it was his dad. I don't know. He looked older than him, but they came in together and were getting food and sat by us. The dad was huge. He had a muscle shirt on, looked like he couldn't put his arms on. It looked painful. And you should have seen the number of people who turned their heads. One girl was sitting by us, and she's like, holy shit. He just couldn't, he couldn't put his arms straight down. Oh. It just looked bad, and we're like, what, tan, the muscles. We're like, oh. And then his son or whoever's scrawny, nerdy. We're like, this.
Have to live in dad's shadow.
Yeah, right. Dad's bench pressing him.
There's something you have to have something wrong in your head to
get that
push yourself to that limit. There's I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that people that the human body is a spectacular machine, but I don't understand why anybody
gotta get that big.
Want to get to that kind of point. I
understand getting in shape, but when you're unnecessarily huge,
what are you gonna do?
What are you picking up, a house? What do you got? What's your goal?
The funny thing was that, like I said, I used to work for Radio Shack right before I was let go. One of the stores I was worked at hired a guy that this big muscle
and he probably couldn't even pick up.
And my manager we would spend the whole shift in the back room making fun of the guy. What are you going to do with these big muscle arms?
And now I got to wear the tight shirt. Right?
Can't even push the buttons on his cell phone. You can't get his hands together to push the buttons on his cell phone.
All angry, and then they crush the phone. I can't make a call.
Can't make a call. This is my fourth phone this month.
I can't do it.
I just you on a phone.
And then they go right into roid rage, and then we're all screwed,
Then they Hulk out.
Then they Hulk out. Shirt rips off. Oh my God, I know. And that's ridiculous.
Back to Hulk Hogan, there was...
back to him.
Hulk Hogan... And, and it's funny because Hulk Hogan's big gimmick was that, oh boy, hold on. Give me 1 second. We're going to pause here. Okay, and once again, we're back. Not that to you, it doesn't sound like we were back, but we've been gone for the past couple minutes. Got my daughter in the room, Raven, and she's drawing on her feet.
She's creative.
But,
What is that?
Yeah, exactly. She's a talker.
And, so I was talking about Hulk Hogan and the steroids, and I remember when, Superstar Billy Graham, who's the guy that Hulk Hogan kind of he copied his whole
thing?
His whole gimmick.
I've never heard of Billy Graham.
Yeah, he's an older guy. He had the old, blonde hair, kind of a Hollywood style. All right, sorry for our technical difficulties. The pterodactyl is my little daughter.
You guys are going to wonder where we're recording.
Using that poor child.
Yeah.
No, she's doing good. She's
loud though.
Yeah. She's like her father.
She needs her own podcast.
The baby podcast. Yeah. The baby cast. I'm pretty sure some soccer mom out there has baby podcast.
The baby cast.
My daughter is the smartest thing in the whole world.
Look what she can do.
She's a genius.
My kid's better than your kid. Welcome to the baby cast.
Welcome to the Toddlers and Tiaras.
Toddlers and Tiaras are ridiculous.
I've never watched a whole episode.
What?
I've never watched. I've seen the commercials.
It is a ridiculous. They're tan. They're tan like Hulk Hogan.
I've seen when they goofed on it on the talk soup and stuff like that.
They have huge hair wigs.
And it's disturbing. Well, I did see one clip where
widely disturbing.
The mother dressed up like her daughter. I'm sorry about that. The mother dressed up the daughter like
the Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
And I'm
weird. The boots were like her body, like her whole body.
But it's okay, I understand. You can be a little misguided. Okay, you want to dress up your daughter like a quote-unquote sexy
if
cowgirl.
that's your theme.
Or you want to dress up your daughter like a sexy or cheerleader or fairy princess.
First of all, they shouldn't be sexy.
They shouldn't be sexy.
They should be called something else. I don't think they use sexy. I think...
but you know what I mean.
So weird.
But now you're purposely...
making her look like a famous prostitute.
A famous prostitute. What the...
But yeah, where
What's
did
that all
we go
about?
wrong? And the boots were huge. They went up to like her little baby crotch. It was ridiculous. They all get spray tans, and now they got them on that. What's it called? They call it like go-go juice, where they call it go-go juice. This is what this one mom did. It's called go-go juice, because usually they just give them like a bunch of pixie sticks, and I guess that didn't work for this girl to get her. She basically grew an immunity to it, so she mixes Mountain Dew and Red Bull and gives it to this girl.
How is that not
and she's
child
like
abuse?
4 or 5. Like, this girl's gonna have diabetes next year. Like,
my God.
It's so ridiculous. That's what they get them to get amped up for their 30 seconds on stage.
So they're giving the kids Mountain Dew
And Red Bull.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because the 15 pixie sticks she was giving her didn't have that big of an effect.
Holy shit.
And yeah, that's what they're doing nowadays.
There's something wrong with these women. And it's usually, like, whenever like I said, I've never really watched the show. I've seen bits and pieces. When you see, like,
they don't look like a baby.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's creepy.
Oh boy, it's like you would think that's the Oh boy, hold on. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. We were talking about
Toddlers Tiaras, take 3.
Like, there's something wrong with these parents. There's something wrong with the mom.
And they're not even like 6 years. I mean, they do get, but the young ones are like 4. But it's giving them all this crap.
Like, these shows never see like the father,
right? And if you do, he's a little iffy on his heterosexuality.
Hello,
let's do this. He's involved. He's dressing up the girl. Yeah, it's so weird.
And
they spend so much money on dresses.
Yeah,
for these little chintzy looking things, they spend like at least $1,000 minimum. It's like, I didn't even pay that for my prom dress as a teenager. But as a 4-year-old, you're going to spend that amount. And they're only on stage.
Yeah, it's
30 seconds at most.
I don't, first and foremost, who goes to these things?
Right. Well, they always show, like, pan out to, like, the audience, and it's, like, the parents. Like, just them there. And
it's parents.
People laughed, got up. Judges.
I mean, and I hate to, it's probably gay men, I'm assuming. And quite frankly, it has to be pedophiles.
It's always disturbing when there's a male judge. Always real weird. It just doesn't seem right. You shouldn't be judging this child.
It's, I would never...
it's like a pedophile convention.
Yeah, I mean, like,
like
well, maybe because I'm actually an involved parent in my daughter's life, but I couldn't parade her out in front of
and then they and then the huge hair. I mean, that's gotta be... It's an investment.
And it's like...
For what?
I know, look, I mean, maybe I'm talking like a goofy dad. My daughter is the most beautiful
She's a little
thing
cutie
on the planet. And of course, I get a little...
And we're not putting you on stage.
I mean, I take pictures of her and I put them on Facebook and stuff like that. And actually, since I feel kind of weird about that.
Right.
Because I don't want people...
You don't, those suspicious
like the people
ones.
I know, of course,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have like cousins and aunts and stuff like that on Facebook, so that's
see
one
her.
thing.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I feel weird.
You don't know who's else
looking at
get...
these pictures. Because
there's always some way.
There's always some weird.
And those
the internet. There's going to be weird people out there.
And those are the ones that are. It's like a big red flag for the pedophiles. Like pedophile convention.
I know I'm a weirdo, but a different kind of weird.
Like the pedophile convention. These little toddlers and tiaras, and they're so serious. The moms, they're typical stage moms. It's like the girl's 4; she can barely read right, and you want her to go up there.
Oh, no, well,
they get so mad.
Okay, the one show I did see was like Dance Moms, and
I'm a reality hoe, and it's so bad. Like I feel so bad about myself that I have to admit that I've seen these shows.
And it's just like. I mean, okay. So you watch Dance Moms.
Oh, of course.
Is that woman when it comes?
That huge one?
Yeah, the woman that runs the studio.
Abby Lee Miller.
Does she have like a history of like being a dancer or something like that?
It's her studio, so I'm assuming.
Well, just because you own a studio,
right? But she doesn't. She's always the one in charge. But you'll always see like this young girl being the choreographer, but she comes and goes. It really just focuses on the big woman. Mm-hmm. But she's never doing anything, so it's like who's teaching them the dance?
Does she at least like
she knows the
Has she like
She
people
knows-
under her tutelage won prizes and stuff like that?
I guess so she says, but
Okay.
like how the only way I guess I would know is if I actually really looked into it. Now that's going on a whole nother level that's not there yet.
It's like I don't understand. I wouldn't let somebody
And she berates
yell
those
at my
kids.
daughter, and I'd punch her
Again,
right in the
young,
face.
they're not even teenagers, and they're just crying.
Oh, there's Bubba.
It's in your hand. She wants Bubba that's in her hand.
Yeah, my daughter's throwing
she's
tater
guzzling
tots.
that juice.
She's throwing tater tots.
She's getting
around
ready
the
for
room.
Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, okay.
Well, if you take that grape juice and ferment it a little bit,
Yeah. You can have your own little store.
little prison hooch.
You gotta put it in the toilet, though, right? In like a garbage
Well, you
bag?
got to put it somewhere warm. You got to put
Usually
it.
they do the toilet and the...
Well, the toilet.
Did you ever find that?
Yeah,
As a
well,
kid?
I
Yeah?
found hooch. I found hooch three. Well, okay. One I actually found,
And
and
drank
two, no. But the
you-
funny thing is, you go because what the guys do is they'll steal garbage bags,
Right, and they put it in that.
and they put it in that, and now they put it in garbage bags because in case one bag breaks, there's another one. You know,
Right.
for the bag to finally break, it has to be a whole bunch of layers. But I've been there where they've gotten a hooch, and then like we've opened it.
Yeah.
And boy, it's like
Eerie.
but it smells. You know what it smells like? It smells like
Fruity
if
wine?
you smell juice. If you spill juice on the floor for a couple of days,
Oh,
like that
okay.
sticky,
Yeah.
warm, sticky stink to it. But it's like, shit. If I was hard up, if I was
Yeah.
in jail and I didn't have anything else,
They
I'd
had
give
it
it a shot.
on, what are those shows? Like, like Gangland? I can't think of the TV show where they had it. Where do they have when they go behind the bars?
They're locked up
Locked Up, yeah.
abroad.
On that channel, they had, they showed you how to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, went through a whole tutorial. I was like, geez, they're pretty smart.
Well, the funny thing, like I'm not a reality TV kind of person, but it's so funny that like in jail they love cops.
Mm-hmm.
They love there used to be a reality show called Jail.
Oh.
It was like on the UPN or WB or something like that, or one of those channels.
WB doesn't sound with
Or
Gossip Girl.
CW.
Yeah.
It was actually a show, but it's so funny how like inmates love police shows. They love Law and Order.
Right.
They love CSI. They love.
For being in jail, they love to watch the
like,
people who caught them.
Yeah, I don't. Are you learning something?
I know. They're trying to get around it. What are they doing?
And so it's just something that I always thought was kind of funny that inmates and criminals love.
Do they watch Locked Up?
Cop
Do they
shows.
watch themselves on
Well,
Locked Up?
well, I've never worked in a facility that had cable because Locked Up I
No.
believe was on
Yeah,
cable.
it's on one of those.
But like come Friday night. Or excuse me, Saturday night when they have like America's Most Wanted
Right.
and cops.
Like, that's
they're,
me.
They're glued to the fucking television.
That's my story.
But I just I don't like reality shows. That's why I watch comic book movies and stuff like that. I want to
Everything's
escape.
reality
I don't
now,
want
right?
reality anymore. I want unreality. I want flying. I want.
Have you ever seen the greatest reality, not reality, Reno 911?
Oh yeah, no, Reno 911,
That's amazing.
which is
The cops.
Oh, Tom
It's a
Lennon,
spoof on
Kerry
cops.
something. Now, I have a funny story about that. They used to be the Dangle and
Lieutenant Dangle.
oh, what's the other girl? I forgot her name, but her name is Kerry something or other. in real
Oh,
life.
yes. Weigel?
Weigel.
No, is it Weigel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on a show in the early 90s called The State
Yeah.
on MTV, which I actually have the DVDs around here somewhere. I love
They're
The
hysterical.
State. At the time, maybe because I was in high school and I didn't have any better knowledge, was like one of the best shows I've ever seen. I love that show so much. So after a while, well, then they had a show. They started another show after The State, but before Reno 911,
Okay.
called Viva Variety.
Okay.
And it was on Comedy Central. And so what happened was I had... Oh, Jesus Christ. I got tickets to the show, and... okay, I got tickets to the
you
show.
went.
I went to go see Viva Variety.
Okay.
And like I said, it was Weigel and Dangle,
Yeah.
those two people. Thomas
Was he in
Lennon
his short shorts?
No, no.
This was before.
And their persona was kind of, they were goofing on those Spanish Saturday
okay.
afternoon shows. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'm Puerto Rican. They have the big one is called Sábado Gigante,
Yeah.
where, they actually have talent.
Yeah.
They brought people out to do performing, jugglers and,
Yeah.
and guys on a unicycle. But, like, over the course of an episode, they kind of, like, in between, they would have, like, a little storyline. Like, they were, because the whole, the gist of that show was that they were a couple that at once were married, now they're
Okay.
divorced. So, And you had like Gomez Adams mustache and stuff like that.
No.
And it was called Viva Variety. So I went to the show, and I ended up talking to like one of the girls, like an intern or something like that. And I'm with my friend, and I forgot exactly what happened, but actually she had gotten me better seats. She got me up closer because I said I was a big fan of the stage.
So you mooched your way to the front.
Yeah, and then so I actually went to a couple of recordings because then after that I came back, and and she was cute and everything. Yeah. I brought her a bottle of wine, and I wanted to say thank you for helping me up, and
thank you. Get drunk.
So she goes. Now, on that particular show, the musical guest was Run DMC.
Oh.
Now,
that's fun.
I'm, like I said in another episode, I'm a huge old school rap fan.
Hip hop.
And, and so I told her, I said, look, if there's any way you can get me to see Run DMC, to meet Run DMC, right, it would be fucking awesome.
Red Run.
So we go, and so the funny thing is the show ends, and she goes, okay, I'm going to get you to go see Run DMC. She brings me to the stage. Run DMC wasn't even there anymore. It was like their bodyguards and the guys taking down the equipment. So to her, it was basically the black guys on stage. So she
see these people,
and I'm like, so she brings me over. Here they are. Here's Run DMC. I'm like, and then like she's standing there awkwardly, and I'm standing awkwardly, and I'm like, where's Run DMC?
Where?
And she's like, they already left right now.
Yeah, they peaced out. They got the hell out of here. So you met the bodyguards.
So I met like bodyguards and roadies of Run DMC, but to this girl, she thought she was taking me to Run DMC. It was so funny.
Did you get autographs and pictures?
And so awkward.
With the bodyguards?
No, because I really.
Because why would you?
I brought her. Well, when I brought her the bottle of wine, I was kind of like,
let's do
I wasn't anticipating to go ask her to have me bring me up to meet people from the show, but it was so funny that particular show afterwards, she's like, "Here's Run DMC," and I'm saying, "No, they're not."
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah, so that's my little.
You're running with the run.
With Run DMC and the people from Made the State and Reno 911.
That is too funny.
And I don't know. I've always had good luck whenever I go on shows. I've been on David Letterman. Like not on David Letterman, but there's a clip of me, and to show you, I have it on my computer.
You have proof.
I have proof. You can
put it
look
on the
up.
website so everybody can see.
It's a clip to. It was. I'm sorry, my daughter's asking me for her bottle, which has gone.
Well, it looks like she threw it somewhere.
It's
in a secret spot.
An episode of Late Night with David Letterman, and it was an episode with Will Smith.
Oh, there you go, getting jiggy with it.
It was Will Smith, and also promoting. I'm sorry, we'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, so
we're back.
And we're back.
Yeah, she likes that.
So it was.
And we're partying with the hardest rapper in the '90s.
Well, Will Smith. It was Will Smith. Demi Moore. Now, mind you, it was Demi Moore. She was promoting striptease, but
what
she
was
was
most famous for.
But she had her head shaved because she was filming G.I. Jane. So this was like 1997.
Yeah, you're old.
And it was Will Smith, and this was like right before like Independence Day came out.
Okay.
So once again, like 1997, and then coincidentally, also on that show. That they were recording for another night, they actually had Prince on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it was like Demi Moore, Will Smith, and Prince.
Right.
And I have the clip. I swear
DJ Jazzy Jeff there.
Well, no.
That's all that matters.
He was promoting Independence Day. And
didn't know if he just came with the package.
So the camera pans on me and my buddy Eric, and we just lose our fucking mind. Ah! So
of course they're gonna stay at you for a little bit.
David Letterman goes, "That's right, school's out." And we're just going nuts. And then he goes, "Student athletes of the NCAA, ladies and gentlemen."
Yeah, right.
Well, because I was a fat bastard in that picture. So, like,
NCAA. And you have the clip. That
I
is
have the
awesome.
clip.
From 97.
And you can look it up on YouTube. It was like, look up David Letterman, Will Smith, 97.
NCAA.
Well, it's in the middle of his whole, it's in the middle of his monologue where like the camera goes on me and my buddy. And, the camera always
pans, yeah.
shows people in the crowd. But once I realized I was on camera, I lost my shit. You know what I'm saying?
You get too excited. It's great.
You're
on TV.
Yeah. Oh my god. So that was. That was kind of funny. Yeah. And then there was also, I went to go see George Carlin. Oh. It was Doing It Again. George Carlin Doing It Again. And because it was one of the shows he did at the Beekman Theater in Manhattan. Mm-hmm. And you could clearly see my big giant head in the audience. And
Target.
And then the funny thing is, I went to the show with my brother, and I forgot why. But me and my brother are wearing shirts and ties to see George Carlin.
So formal.
And I'm not a shirt and tie kind of guy.
Target on you.
Oh my god!
You were asking for it. Were you sitting in the front too?
Well, no. We were. We were probably like in like the 7th or 8th row. Okay. But that's the whole thing with the way the camera looks in the audience. You really can't see the people in the front row, but you can see my big gargantuan head
and your tie
and my brother. But that's the funny thing
businessman.
is, like the camera just loves me. The camera just keeps finding me.
Gravitates to you. See, you shouldn't be behind the scenes. You got to be. You're a leading man somewhere. Somewhere you should play the leading man. You're the new Brad Pitt.
Brad Pot.
Yeah, there you go. You can do some spoofs.
And so I've had 2 public access shows.
Basically, he's a living celebrity.
I'm destined to be famous for some fucking reason, you know what I'm saying?
Pretty much a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity in my own mind. And one day I'll get my daughter famous. I'll be one of those guys. I'll be on
Stage
Toddlers.
mom. Yeah, be on Toddlers and Tiaras. He bashes it, then suddenly we see him. I am a movie star, now dance!
My Raven is a star, and she's going to be headlining. You put those bitches before
her.
Yeah,
see, he already knows what he's going to say. See? She's on her go-go juice right now. See, I know what you're giving.
That's not go-go. That's
you're putting in her baba over there. It's a go-go juice. Right?
That's juicy juice cut with water.
Yeah. She's gonna be a singer. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You're lucky you're cute.
This podcast has totally been derailed.
We apologize.
Not one of our better episodes.
Still the beginning.
Okay. Now back to Hulk Hogan. You were telling me before Hulk Hogan had his sex tape.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's with his new 22-year-old girlfriend, however old she is. I think, if I read right, which is like a couple weeks ago, it's some other blonde chick, I think.
He seems to like blonde chicks.
Yeah.
And
but I don't think it's the new one, like his one he's been with for a while now.
Because I remember I brought this up to you, and
right.
and you didn't. There's a notorious picture of him putting suntan lotion on his. You've never saw that picture?
I never looked at it. Yeah, you told me about it.
She's laying stomach down on a
for his daughter, bro.
For his daughter. She's poolside suntanning. And
I let my dad touch
he's putting lotion basically between her legs, very close to her butt.
He didn't want her to burn.
And it's, you know what I'm saying?
So wrong.
I mean...
And then this new girl, who he's been with for a while now, looks just like
they said
his daughter.
I haven't seen a picture of his new girlfriend, but they said his girlfriend looks like his daughter.
You know, the blonde. The
and
platinum
his
blonde.
daughter, if you put a handlebar mustache on his daughter, she looks like him.
It's Hulkamania all over again.
Brings me back to my point that bodybuilders are so in love with themselves that his unusual love for his daughter probably isn't even pedophile or whatever. It has to do with him loving himself so much that his daughter looks like him.
And he just looks old and he's just crispy. His skin is just crispy. I feel like his knees can't bend. So there's no way that sex tape is anything good.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably just him being like, oh, brother.
He rips off his shirt.
Yeah, well, that's how you know it's him, is just because he does, his signature moves, and then girl just does...
He starts waving his hand around, puts it behind his ear.
And then he has his bandana on, he's got the whole thing going.
Now...
he's horrifying
his daughter has been... And I know this... his daughter... has done 2 straight-to-video shark movies.
What? I didn't even know she did that.
Go on IMDb.
I knew she tried music there for that brief second.
Bullshit. Okay, she's in 2 movies. One is called
Shark movie.
Attack of the Two-Headed Shark.
Sounds realistic.
And she plays a freaking... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, one of them is like Attack of the Two-Headed Shark. And the professor is not Jerry O'Donnell.
I love how there's a professor.
Yeah, there's a professor. Not Jerry O'Donnell. His brother.
Chris?
Stoner bashing time. Like, yeah, like I think it's it's Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell's the famous one.
So it's his brother's Jerry.
Yeah.
So it's
Jerry. No way would Chris be.
So the funny thing is, two-headed shark. It's Carmen Electra, Brooke Hogan, and Jerry O'Donnell.
I don't know why it went straight to.
Oh my god.
VHS. Was it even DVD?
So the beautiful thing is, it's on Netflix.
Well,
so
of course. Told you about their movies.
I totally put the movie on just to fast forward to the good parts.
To Brooke.
The funny thing
Carmen Electra.
Brooke is in it, and Carmen Electra's in it.
Dude,
but there are topless scenes, but neither with Brooke
with them.
So I'm saving you a
Spoiler
lot of time.
alert.
But
Do they get eaten? Like at the same time by the two heads? That would be worth watching.
But the girls who do take their tops off do get eaten. Well, I think it's that typical Friday the 13th. Whoever has sex.
If they're not a virgin.
Yeah, the non-virgin, the people who parties too much are the ones who get killed.
At least they're sticking to a theme.
So she does a two-headed shark movie. Mm-hmm. And then she has another one called Land Sharks, where the sharks are popping out of the sand.
Oh, well, that's realistic.
So you could go to the beach
and you could just
and you're still getting attacked even though you don't go in the water.
Is she wearing her sunscreen?
I guess.
Is her dad putting the sunscreen on? And is Hulk making an appearance?
But it's no. But he is. They are doing a movie together.
Oh God!
Where he plays Zeus and she plays his daughter, but like not Minerva. Oh, that'd be creepy as hell. But she does play his daughter, but it's not Minerva. He plays Zeus, and I forgot she's one of like the half human, half goddesses.
I see him as like Zeus. I could see him.
But and you could just go on IMDb and check this out.
It's a crispy Zeus. Zeus is always outside sunning.
Let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do when the lightning bolts come crashing down on you?
It's gonna be some stupid taglines. Like I say, he's so like old and like in the wrestling world, like he can't move anymore. Like he's not spry.
Well, those guys, I mean, they live a rough life.
Right, like they've just been through so much, so I can't see him moving around.
There's a great documentary called Beyond the Mat, and
they put their knees through so much as well.
Yeah, there's a guy. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I forgot his name. In the documentary, there's a guy, he's like in his 60s now.
Yeah.
And
Sergeant Slaughter.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe Terry Funk. Terry Funk is the guy's name. Or his stage name, or whatever. Terry Funk.
Bring it in the funk.
Funk, yeah. Funk. So you see the cameras follow him into the doctor's office, and the doctor shows him his X-ray, and he's like, he goes, "You see this?" He goes, "You're bone on bone.
Yeah,
you have absolutely no cartilage in your knees whatsoever." And so then you see they're gearing up for his daughter's wedding.
Okay.
So he's giving the toast, and he's at his daughter's wedding, and he's like, "Come next Sunday, I'm doing one last event, and I'm retiring." And you see the mother sighs relief, and the daughters, like they're so happy they're crying.
Oh yeah, because
it's killing their father or killing her husband.
Yeah.
And Terry Funk has been known. He's the kind of guy, he'll jump on a table. He likes being
center of attention.
Not center of attention, but he's the kind of guy, for the audience,
all out.
Put some thumbtacks on the floor and drop me on top of them.
Yeah, because don't they cut their foreheads?
They cut their foreheads. He's been thrown, from on top of a steel cage, on top of tables.
Right.
And he's a 60-year-old man.
Right. They put their body through hell. They really do. And it's like, their knees, that's what I'm saying. Like, Hulk just doesn't look like he can bend them anymore. So this sex tape, is it on Netflix? It might be.
But
I just don't see it being a hit. Like Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah. Who wants to see? I don't...
or Kim Kardashian.
Well, I heard they were talking about it on the radio, and they said that the video itself, the Hulk Hogan video, is not, like they said, it looks like security cam footage. Like, you really can't see anything anyway.
Buzzkill.
Yeah. But like this documentary, they were like, so he makes this announcement, "I'm retiring next Sunday."
Yeah.
And then like they show him, and it's like the caption's like a few months later, and he's wrestling.
He's still doing it. Yeah.
Because these guys
don't
push their bodies.
Yeah.
There's no say what you say that it's fake and all this other stuff. I mean, these guys, it's almost like it was a great documentary, but by the time it's over, you want to fucking kill yourself.
Right.
It's so depressing.
And I feel like, they probably also think like, what else am I going to do?
Yeah,
like
they have.
I've been doing this my whole life. Now what?
Yeah, and
then they miss it,
and they have the fans, and they have, and I'm pretty sure they have groupies and stuff like that. And so, you know, there's the life that calls him. And there was a great, like 2-3 years ago, there was that movie, The Wrestler.
Yeah.
With
what is his name? That was his big comeback.
Oh, shoot. Well, the Wrestler, the director is Darren Aronofsky. And
we don't know the actors, but we know the directors.
Well, I'm a big director fan. I want to be a director of a movie myself. So he,
I can't think of his name.
But he kind of, like, the movie itself, even though it's fiction, it's portrayed almost like a camera. It looks like someone's following him with a camera. And he basically said he based his movie on that documentary, the documentary Beyond the Mat. Well, it's that same mentality, because the whole movie's about.
It's depressing.
It's depressing, and the movie ends where, like, he has his heart condition, and the doctor's saying don't wrestle,
right?
And the end of the movie, at the very end of the movie, and spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! We love doing that.
He's leaping off the top rope, and it cuts off while he's in midair. So you don't know if he gets a fucking heart attack and kills himself. You don't know if he ends up glorious, because it's like that one last shot.
And there hasn't been a sequel, so I'm pretty sure he croaked.
Well, Darren Aronofsky is known for making depressing-ass movies, so all his movies always kind of end on a real fucked up down note. But the funny thing is that, like, this movie is like, it ends blankly, so it could be good. Like, in my mind, I'd like say, yeah, he did it. He jumped off the top rope and he was glorious, and then I was pissed.
I'm usually like, what the hell happened? That is bullshit. I want my money back. Well, you give me an ending.
I paid.
You do not give me something incomplete.
Well, they leave it up to... Well, like...
no, don't give me the lead. I like it to be well thought out. It's like they got lazy at the end. We'll let you choose. Right?
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
And I kind of... And like I said, me being a wrestling fan, I'd like to think that it ended on a good note.
No. If you didn't show it, it must have been a reason.
Yeah, but then again, once again, anybody who knows any Darren Aronofsky movies, they always end bad, because he did, like, Black Swan.
See?
He did
they're crazy.
Requiem for a Dream. His first movie was called Pi, which is actually filmed in my old neighborhood. So, like I said, I don't say I'm a big fan of his, but I'm familiar with all his work, and The Wrestler kind of... It wouldn't be surprised if The Wrestler ended on a down note, because every other one of his movies ends
going with his
depressingly
his theme,
bad.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that
he didn't make it.
The Wrestler probably freaking hit the
There's
mat.
Probably some bad.
Had a heart attack. Died in front of all his fans.
Yeah. Rest in peace. There, we finished the ending. If everybody else was pissed like me, we'll tell you what really happened. The behind the scenes. The behind the scenes look at The Wrestler.
And I forgot. Oh, Jesus, I can't believe I forgot his name.
I picture him too.
Yeah, but he was in Iron Man 2.
Mickey Rourke.
And
yes.
he was in Sin City. Mm-hmm. He's going to be in Sin City 2.
Yep.
But I know him mostly from 9.5 Weeks. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sexy.
He's a baby.
Holy smokes. So we're coming up on the hour. Jesus.
Here he goes, plug it.
I apologize for this podcast totally falling off the trail.
But we didn't give up. That's what's more important.
Off the wheels. But I promise you next time, our next podcast will be done just very... We're going to be a little more better prepared next time.
We're going to get a babysitter.
Well, I had a babysitter, but it took so damn long to get these computers up that...
Oh, yeah, a 2-hour confusion
My
before.
babysitter said, fuck this. You take this, brat.
Yeah. You're not a brat.
So, I'm going to pimp myself out. Please visit www.doublejackpot.us. There are links to my Twitter page for the book. There are links to my eBay page where you can buy stuff, support this podcast. There are links to this podcast if you somehow found this some other way. If your friend has referred you here, there's a link to the podcast, a link to the iTunes subscription, links to my eBay page, links to my...
There's a lot of links.
A lot of links. It's your one-stop shop for everything. Chris, Kristyn, Double Jackpot.
We make it easy for you guys.
So once again, it's www.doublejackpot.us. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristyn. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.